Hello, wonderful explorers. Today we are diving deep down into the ocean, way deeper than any person can swim. The deep sea is one of the most mysterious places on our planet. It is a world of crushing pressure, complete darkness, and freezing cold water. We know more about the surface of the moon than we do about the bottom of our own oceans. But every now and then, scientists make a discovery so big, it feels like we've found a whole new world. And guess what? They just found something amazing, something that could change everything we thought we knew about life on Earth. Imagine a place where there is no sunlight at all. It is a world hidden thousands of meters below the waves. Down there, we always believed that oxygen was extremely rare. Oxygen, the very gas we breathe, is mostly made by plants, tiny organisms near the surface, using sunlight. So, how could there be oxygen in a place where the sun has never ever shone? Okay, so what is this mysterious dark oxygen? Let's break it down in a super simple way. Normally, when we think of oxygen, we think of photosynthesis. This is the amazing process where plants, algae, some bacteria use sunlight as energy. They take in carbon dioxide and water and, bam, they release the oxygen we breathe. It all starts with the sun. But what happens when there is no sun? That's where dark oxygen comes in. A totally different process. Dark oxygen is oxygen made by chemical reactions, not sunlight. Think of it like a science experiment in the deep ocean. Instead of light energy, it uses chemical energy. Down in the darkness, there are special minerals elements like manganese. These minerals can interact with water and split water molecules apart. A water molecule is H2O, 2 hydrogen atoms, 1 oxygen atom. The reaction breaks bonds and releases the oxygen atom. So, how did scientists even find this hidden oxygen factory? It wasn't easy. It took a special team of researchers and some very advanced technology. The discovery was made during an expedition to a deep, dark part of the ocean. Scientists were on a high-tech research vessel, a ship that is basically a floating laboratory. Their mission was not originally to find dark oxygen. They didn't even know it existed. They were studying the geology and the chemistry of the deep sea floor, trying to understand the unique environment found miles beneath the surface. It was a journey into the unknown. To explore these incredible depths, the science team used a remotely operated vehicle, or ROV. An ROV is like a super strong underwater robot. It's connected to the ship by a very long cable, and scientists can pilot it from a control room on the vessel. They watch video screens that show them exactly what the ROV is seeing. These robots are equipped with powerful lights, high-definition cameras, and robotic arms that can collect samples of rock sediment and water. Now for the really cool science part, how is dark oxygen made without sunlight? The fundamental process is a form of water splitting. You might have heard of electrolysis, which uses electricity to split water. But down here, nature uses a different method, powered by the Earth itself. It's all about chemistry and a unique energy source on a very tiny scale. The key ingredients for this deep-sea recipe are water, certain types of minerals, and radioactive elements naturally found in the seafloor sediment. The main players, as a research team discovered, are the manganese nodules they were studying. These nodules are not just simple rocks. They are complex chemical structures that have been growing layer by layer for millions of years. As they form, they act like sponges, accumulating minerals and elements from the surrounding seawater. Deep within these nodules and the surrounding seafloor are trace amounts of radioactive elements like uranium and thorium. Now don't worry, it's not the dangerous kind of radiation from movies. It's a very low level of natural background radiation, present since Earth's formation. Over immense geological timescales, these elements slowly decay, releasing tiny, high-energy particles. When one of these particles zips through a water molecule, it acts like a tiny, invisible bullet, breaking the strong chemical bonds holding the molecule together. This specific process is called radiolysis, splitting by radiation. It's far less efficient than photosynthesis, but over millions of years and across vast areas of the seafloor, it generates a significant, previously unknown source of oxygen. The freed oxygen atoms can then find each other and bond to form O2, breathable oxygen gas, ready to support life in the crushing dark. This discovery of dark oxygen isn't just an interesting footnote. It fundamentally rewrites the rulebook for life in the deep sea. For a long time, scientists believed that deep-sea creatures living in crushing darkness had two main options for survival. They could be extremely efficient at using the tiny amounts of oxygen that drift down from the sunlit world above. Or they could live without oxygen altogether, thriving in anaerobic zones. But now, we have a third game-changing possibility. There might be entire ecosystems, bustling, microscopic cities, that have evolved to live right next to these natural oxygen factories on the seafloor. These creatures could be breathing pristine oxygen, a resource generated in total darkness, completely independent of the sun and atmosphere. So who are these mysterious inhabitants? The primary residents are almost certainly microscopic, vast communities of bacteria and other microbes. They form slimy living layers called biofilms, blanketing the surfaces of the manganese nodules. As oceanographers are now realizing, this is where the magic happens. These microbes can harness the locally produced oxygen to metabolize nutrients far more efficiently, unlocking energy and forming the very base of a unique food web. In this abyssal realm, they become the primary producers, the equivalent of plants in the sunlit world, creating life from the barest of resources. And where producers thrive, consumers are sure to follow. Once you have a thriving community of microbes, other, slightly larger creatures can move in. Tiny animals like polychaete worms, amphipods, and other simple organisms could graze directly on these energy-rich microbial mats. For these creatures, each manganese nodule isn't just a rock. It's a self-contained oasis, a vibrant buffet in the vast, cold desert of the abyssal plain. The discovery of dark oxygen is more than just one cool fact. It's a paradigm shift that opens a door to a whole new field of science. It fundamentally changes our understanding of how life can be supported on Earth and tantalizingly on other planets too. If oxygen can be produced without sunlight deep within our own ocean, what could that mean for the subsurface oceans of icy moons like Jupiter's Europa or Saturn's Enceladus? If their rocky cores possess the right minerals and radioactive elements, they too could have their own dark oxygen cycle, creating potential habitats for extraterrestrial life completely independent of a star's light. Back on Earth, this finding has ignited a firestorm of new questions that scientists are now scrambling to answer. How widespread is this process globally? Is it a rare phenomenon or a common feature of the abyssal plains? Does it only happen with manganese nodules, or could other mineral-rich seabeds also be creating dark oxygen? And critically, how much oxygen does this process actually contribute to the deep ocean's overall budget? Does it create small, localized oases of life, or does it have a broader impact on ocean chemistry? To answer these questions requires a monumental effort. Scientists must plan ambitious new expeditions, designing and building a new generation of sophisticated sensors and autonomous underwater vehicles, tools specifically engineered to hunt for signs of this chemical reaction in different parts of the world's oceans. This discovery also has urgent and important implications for protecting our planet. The deep seafloor, especially areas with manganese nodules, is of great interest for deep-sea mining. However, this research proves that these nodule fields are not the lifeless, barren deserts they were once thought to be. The nodules themselves may be the very engines creating the oxygen that supports these unique and fragile ecosystems. It creates a critical race against time. We must explore and understand these newly discovered life support systems before we risk destroying them in the pursuit of resources. The deep ocean is the last great frontier on our own planet. It holds countless secrets, from strange new creatures to mind-boggling geological processes. Analysis. This discovery of dark oxygen suggests Earth has localized, long-running chemical oxygen sources, tiny but steady. It changes how we model deep-sea habitability and could explain unexpected hotspots of life around nodules. It also has policy implications. As interest in deep-sea mining grows, we now know these areas may host fragile, unique ecosystems. We must weigh technological needs against conservation. I invite you to share your thoughts and questions in the comments below. What do you think is the most exciting part of this discovery? And what mystery do you hope scientists will solve next? Thank you so much for exploring with me today. If you enjoyed this journey into the deep sea, don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe for more adventures in science. Keep exploring, stay curious, and never stop asking questions.